Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1562, written by zewthenimp, the mysterious Manhattan encounter with Cynthia. In 2007, I was walking down a Manhattan street when an old woman smiled at me and said, "Oh, my full name. How are you doing?" I had never seen her before. Her demeanor was so calm that it threw me off, and I was unable to ask who she was. She continued, "It's Cynthia from 3H. I hope I'm not ever too loud. Does the noise bother you?" I did not live in a building with an apartment 3H. I have never in the past either. In fact, I lived in a brownstone where there was only one unit per floor, no 3H, and I was on the third floor. I did not know any of my neighbors, though there were certainly no old ladies in my whole building. Confused, I just mumbled that I hadn't noticed any noise, and we said goodbye. Is the CIA after me? Case file 1562. The mysterious Manhattan encounter with Cynthia. I do think that our guardian angels occasionally want to make contact with us, and it makes a certain level of sense if you're charged and tasked with protecting someone. Even just as a normal bodyguard in real life, you do grow a certain attachment to them. That's inevitable just being in proximity to someone. And I assume it depends on the type of person they're in charge to protect. What if a guardian angel is assigned to someone that is evil? What if Hitler had a guardian angel? That would be wild. How could you perform your duty? It's almost like defense attorneys who have to defend evil people, child murderers and stuff like that. Everyone needs a defense. It's part of the system. And I guess this would apply on the meta level, the higher level. Everyone needs a guardian angel, or maybe not. But if someone is assigned a guardian angel, you have to protect them no matter what. Anyways, that's a tangent just occurred to me. It's very interesting to consider that even evil people might have guardian angels. Or the other option is you just have one of those familiar faces and this older woman thought that she knew you, but she didn't. That's also possible. Mundane, but perfectly reasonable explanation. Not as fun, though. Case file number 1563. Written by Vix Not Special. Pause for thoughts. I'm currently at a friend's house. Just a few minutes ago, they were taking their dog out on a walk. They have 2 dogs that they walk one after the other every couple hours. Sometimes when I'm over there, I walk with them. But today, I just wasn't really feeling it, to be honest. I come from the northwest and moved down to the southwest 8 months ago, and I still haven't adjusted to the heat. So to me, even a walk around the block in the spring is super hot. So this time I stayed inside. The dogs are named Bruce and Ozzy, just for some quick context. Anyways, we're at his house alone, his parents are working, and his older brother is out with friends, and my friend Ron had just gotten back from walking Ozzy a little over half an hour ago. Then he came back and switched out, taking the leash off of Ozzy and putting it on Bruce before leaving the house and taking out Bruce. Ozzy came into Ron's room, where I was and still am, and just laid on the bed. Almost 10 minutes after Ron had left with Bruce, I heard some shuffling noises from Ron's brother's room and thought nothing of it, because he also has a cat. But a few moments later, I hear the door to his brother's bedroom creak open, and the sounds of footsteps, and out of his brother's bedroom and into the hallway, right in front of Ron's room, comes Bruce. It took me a moment to really register what I saw, but when I did, I just sort of looked at the dog. He just stood right in front of the room, wagging his tail a little like he normally would. Ozzy, who was still on the bed with me, immediately perked up and hopped off the bed, sniffing Bruce for a moment before returning to the bed and whining, sort of looking back and forth between me and the other dog. Not once have I heard Ozzy make noise, other than the first time I came over to my friend's house where he barked a little bit and that was it. So hearing him just suddenly start whining brought me an uncanny feeling. I literally just sat and stared. After a moment, Bruce left from out in front of the bedroom door, ate food from the dog bowl, drank some water, and just did all the normal dog things. That's the best way I can explain it. I was so confused, and after like a minute of my staring, I finally looked away just thinking, what the hell? Before getting up and walking over to the dog. He was literally right there. I petted him and he licked my hand and arms as I did so. Then he retreated back into Ron's brother's bedroom, and as soon as he disappeared around the corner, Ron opened the door and walked inside with Bruce. And I was just standing in the corner. I didn't say anything at all about it to him, but I swear to God, either I'm hella hallucinating because I could literally feel the wet spots on my hand and arm from where Bruce licked me just a moment prior after Ron walked in, or this is a serious glitch. Anyways, I haven't said anything about it to him, but it's honestly the most freaky crap I've ever experienced and I have genuinely no explanation. I'm completely sober, I haven't touched drugs or alcohol ever in my life. I'm not even remotely tired, and I even feel like I know I wasn't just imagining things since not only me, but also Ozzy made physical contact with the duplicate dog. Power in my town went out all day from the moment I woke up, and so did the service, which sucks. So this is an update at night. I got back from Mexico last night and passed out. I just drove over to Ron since I couldn't text him to ask if I could come over, but I promised I'd come see him when I was back. We hung out for a little while, and went on a walk through the flood wash by my house. That's when I told him what I experienced. It went essentially how I expected. He didn't believe me. He thought I was just making stuff up at first. When I told him I was serious, he just went quiet. For a little. Then brushed it off and said something like, "Yeah, sure," very sarcastically. I didn't bring it up again. I'm not really upset that he didn't believe me because I know it happened. And I know I'm not lying. In fact, I'm actually sort of glad he just thought I was being weird and making up crap, because to me, that's better than him thinking I'm crazy or something. It's nice to know some people believe me. There are a lot of stories similar to mine, so I know that stuff like this does in fact happen, and it helps me find something to relate to, even if this is really the only glitch I've ever experienced. Case notes of file 1563, pause for thoughts. So this is confirmation that dogs do indeed have souls, at least some of them do. And when they manifest or project out in astral projection, they can constitute matter itself, and you know this because you interacted directly with a dog, you petted it, and it licked you, and you even felt a slobber on your hand after the fact. So that was real matter on your hand, all constituted from a spirit. That or it was a multiverse event, but again, you had the mass on your hand. If it was a different universe, it wouldn't stick to you, because you're just there in your soul form, not your real form. Neither fit perfectly, but I guess if I had to choose one, it would be astral projection, just being more powerful than we even know. And now time for the quote of the day. Get your facts first. Then you can distort them as much as you please. Mark Twain. Yeah, sadly, this is how most people operate. It's just a human condition, where you have your presuppositions, your biases, and you build from there, instead of trying to objectively look at the world and see what is true, what is correct, what works. Doing that takes much more effort, and it can be difficult to introspect and self-analyze to determine if you're even doing it properly. We're all so biased, it's very difficult. Not an easy challenge to overcome, but we should all strive to be as impartial and objective as we can be. And if you're biased, at least try to be aware of it. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.